This hour of the Dave Ramsey Show is brought to you by our Real Estate ELP program. If you're in the market to buy or sell a house, look no further than the agents I trust to put your needs first. Find your endorsed local provider at daveramsey.com/try-an-ELP. From the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. This is your show, America. Thank you for joining us. It's your show because we talk about you, to you, for you every day, taking more calls than virtually any other talk show in North America, because this is the show where you are the subject. The phone number is 888-825-5225. 888-825-5225. Starting off this hour is Javier in Phoenix. Hi, Javier. How are you?
I'm pretty good. What's up, Dave?
Gonna make it, brother. How can I help?
Yeah, I got a question. I got a bill from a DirecTV in collections now, and it's a third-party collection agency, and they just constantly harass me. But finally, when I got to talking to them, they told me they'll cut the bill. I guess they want like 65 cents on the dollar, but they won't fax me over paperwork stating that it'd be paid in full, taken care of with that payment.
Okay. Unless you get it in writing, it's a lie.
Yeah.
You can
and
just
then
say,
I was even
what I would say to them is, are you lying?
Okay.
And they'll say, no. Well, then just write it down. Put it in writing. You can send me an email or a fax or whatever, but I've got to have it in writing because I can't just take your word for it. Mm-hmm. You won't be there next week when I call back.
Yeah.
This is you talking to them. You hearing me?
Yeah, yes, I understand.
You do not have a deal with a collector if it's not in writing.
Okay.
You have a wish. Because you'll pay the money, and then 6 months later, you'll get another call going, where's the rest of the money? And you'll be going, well, George and me, we had a deal. George doesn't work here anymore because George used to make those deals he wasn't allowed to make. And that's the kind of crap you'll hear, right?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Oh, I'm positive. I've been doing this 25 years. They're scum. You can tell they're lying if their mouth's moving, dude. You got to get it in writing.
So basically, I just need to tell them I need it in writing stating that with the payment of what they want for like 65 cents on the dollar is gonna.
Yeah, and until no writing, no money.
Okay.
No writing, no money.
Okay.
You have to make it simple for them because they're not smart.
Do you think? Worst case scenario, if they deny that, then what's my next step?
You just keep saying no writing, no money.
Okay.
And call them back occasionally. And go, hey, have you got it in my file where I said no writing, no money? Put that in my file. Because you guys are one email away from settling this account. You have an email over there? You guys got that internet?
Right.
Just mess with them, man. Because I'm telling you, they've been messing with you, hadn't they?
Yeah, they have. They started to call my work now.
Yeah, well, tell them, that's another thing. Go ahead and send them say, listen, I'm going to be sending you a certified mail return receipt requested letter that says no longer contact me at work according to the Federal Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. And if you ever contact me at work again, I'm going to sue you, and I'm going to own a little collection agency because I've always wanted one. And you need to follow up with that letter then in writing at telling them no longer contacting you at work, certified mail so you have proof of delivery.
Okay.
And tell them, according to the Federal Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, you are hereby notifying them that that you are not allowed to take calls of this type at work.
Okay.
And then by federal law, they're no longer allowed to contact you there after that, and they will waive the whole freaking debt if they ever call you again, because I'm going to put an attorney on them if I'm you.
Okay.
So you're dealing with scum, and you have to stiff arm them and work them because they're working you.
Yeah.
The last piece of the information you have to have is when you're working with a debt collector, never, under any circumstances, allow them to have electronic access to your checking account.
Oh, yeah, no, I heard that. I heard you say that before, so yeah, that's
Okay.
absolute no.
In writing and no electronic access. These are the two rules. And other than that, you're dealing with people whose parents are cousins, and it's a really tough process to deal through it. Okay? I mean, it's just tough because you're not dealing with intelligent life here. All right, Nicole is with us in Fredericksburg. Hi, Nicole. How are you?
Hi, Dave. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
Okay, so my husband we're in the doing the debt snowball, and part of that is my husband has $104,000 in student loans.
Okay.
I just found out that we are paying interest only on those.
Mm-hmm.
And my question is, do we add more to that, or just keep paying the minimum interest until we get to that in the debt snowball?
When you get to it in the debt snowball, I would attack it, but until then I would pay the minimum they will allow you to pay, which it sounds like is interest only. Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
You're just treading water. The big deal here is this. If you pay extra on the student loan and don't pay extra thereby, and pay a little less extra thereby on one of the smaller ones in the debt snowball,
Mm-hmm.
it works out about the same mathematically. Because at the end of the day, you have X amount of debt you've got to pay total, right?
Yes.
And so if we throw the Y amount of dollars at X amount of debt total over a period of time called Z, you will be out of debt in this formula. So you're going to get there either way. I'm just going to minimize what I can pay, what I have to pay, so that I can get the emotional advantage of having knocked off the little ones.
Oh, yes. It's great to see those fall off. That's
why. The point is you're not losing any ground.
Okay.
By doing it this way at all. Not a dime.
All right. I've never been in debt, and so this is kind of freaking me out, but
good.
We're working through it.
Good. I'm glad, because the freak out will keep you rocking, right?
Yes.
That's cool. I like that. That's good news. People that are apathetic are the ones that are harder to help. A little bit of freak out can be directed in a positive way. Very cool. Congratulations. Open phones at 888-825-5225. You can follow me on Twitter if you'd like, at Dave Ramsey. Colette says on Twitter, what exactly do you mean by beans and rice? Do you really mean only eat beans and rice? I really worry about some of you people. I do. I mean, honestly, you can't make grown-up decisions about your diet with me using a metaphor. Do you really think that people are doing this plan literally only eat beans and rice, and that's the only meal they have for 9 months while they get out of debt, or 18 months while they get out of debt? Do you really think that? I mean, do you really think that that's what I'm suggesting, and that when people are saying they're on beans and rice, that that's what that means? No, it means you quit going out to eat and quit buying expensive crap, and you drop a scorched earth idea over your stupid, out-of-control, yuppie lifestyle. That's what it means. It doesn't mean if you want to literally eat beans and rice, Sharon actually made them 2 weeks ago, and I'm a multimillionaire, and I got to eat beans and rice. But it's just because she wanted to. She thought it'd be fun. I didn't really like it, but it was okay. It's okay, sweetie. You can do it again someday. But, yes, it means that, but it means ramen noodles. What's broke people food mean to you? For a lot of people, beans and rice is code for broke people food. Start living like you're broke. Ramen noodles, tuna fish, coupons, grow your own tomatoes, whatever, right? That's what it means. No, people don't eat beans and rice only in North America for 24 months. I mean, really, I worry about you people. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. If you've been holding out, moving into a bigger, better, or newer home, now's the time to get off the sidelines. National home prices are still below the peak numbers we saw back in 2006, but they've been steadily increasing for the past few years. Interest rates are still low, and there are some good deals to be found, but navigating the housing market can be tricky, and it's no fun when you find the perfect house and it already has a contract. That's when a great real estate agent comes in handy. They know about the houses that aren't on the market and the ones that aren't even online. Our real estate endorsed local providers are the only agents I recommend because they have years of experience and in-depth knowledge of the home buying process. They'll help you find a home that meets your wish list and represent you at the negotiating table to make sure you get the best deal. Don't let another year go by without finding your new home. Connect with an ELP in your area at DaveRamsey.com. Thank you for joining us, America. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Angela is in Wheeling, West Virginia. Hi, Angela. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Okay. So we just got our tax return back, and my husband has a pretty much brand new car. It's a 2014, but we got it at a really good interest rate at only 3%. So I'm wondering if I should pay my car loan off, which is at 24%, and I owe $6,000 on it, or if I should just put that money into credit cards. I'm struggling. I'm on baby step number 2.
Okay.
Just not sure where to go.
So you owe $6,000 on your car.
Yes.
At 24%.
Yes, I
what
did one
in
of those
the world?
subprime.
You were
I needed a
desperate
car.
and stupid. Man, they got you, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
And the how much you owe on credit cards?
About $18,000.
Okay. And how many different cards does that represent?
That represents about 12 cards.
Whoa. Okay. And how much do you owe on your husband's car?
$16,000.
Okay. All right. And what is your household income?
$60,000.
Okay. All right. And and your tax refund was how much?
Mine was $5,000, and his is going to be $2,000 when he gets it.
Why are you filing separate?
We went through a divorce, and then we're getting remarried. It's a long story, but
okay.
Yeah.
So for that year, you weren't married in the last calendar year? Oh, you're not remarried.
We're not remarried.
Oh, okay.
It's been 6 months since the divorce.
Okay.
So
I got you. Okay. So when does the remarriage occur?
That is when we sell our house here, and we're moving to Florida, and then we're getting remarried in Florida, but I need to get some of the stuff taken care of before I can do that.
Why?
Because I need to have money to go to Florida, and I don't have money right now.
And you can't get married in West Virginia?
I really don't want to. I hate everything about this area.
What's that got to do with getting married?
I want a beach wedding. I want a very cheap beach wedding. I just want to be on the beach with.
So drive down to Florida and have a beach wedding. That's okay. Anyway, that's wasn't why you called. So you got $7,000 to work with, $6,000 owed on your car, a $60,000 income, and it appears you have about $50,000 in debt, give or take.
Yeah, can I explain the $6,000 car real quick?
Sure.
I was in a fleeced vehicle, and I got out of it because I knew I was going to go over on my mileage. So in order to get out of that vehicle, I got in this vehicle. So I was trying to do right. It just didn't go very well.
Yeah, they just took you to the cleaners.
Yeah.
Yeah, 24%. Dadgum, man. Whew. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a few of these credit cards out of the 12. Well, actually, most of them are less than your $6,000 car, aren't they, in the debt snowball?
Yes, they are. One I just actually paid off this morning.
Okay. All right. And so the question is, do we move the car up to the top of that just because it's 24% interest? Exactly. You know, those cards are probably 18, aren't they?
Actually, I did one of those debt consolidation loans where they try to group everything together. So the majority of those cards are at 5.5% or less interest. 4 or 5 years.
Are they grouped together?
They are not grouped together.
Oh. And how did they all get on the same interest rate if they're not grouped together?
They were originally grouped together, and then when I saw what it did to my credit score, it dropped it almost 90 points in 1 month. I called them immediately, and I'm like, you need to stop this. And I canceled the agreement, and the interest rates have just stayed at that low interest rate.
Oh, so you didn't do a debt consolidation loan. You were working with a debt consolidation company.
Yes.
Which does destroy your credit. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I'm catching up. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Well, here's the thing. You got a $60,000 income. You got about $50,000 in debt. You got $7,000 to apply to it. And you're going to get out of debt at about the same time either way. The 5% versus 24% is not the end of the world. If you want to knock the car out, it's not the end of the world. More importantly than that, though, is that you guys get this marriage on the right track and that you get to working together and that, you get the scorched earth lifestyle going and you start making positive, good decisions. Because several decisions you've outlined here were fits and starts. Meaning, you've told me like 4 or 5 bad, desperate financial decisions you all made that you wouldn't do again. I mean, your car, the credit cards, his car. I mean, you got a lot of track record here of impulsing into dumb.
Yes.
So and I'm not picking on you. I'm just saying the decisions were dumb. I've done dumb with zeros on the end. I know what it looks like, okay? So, but the trick is for you guys to get on a steady plan and don't let desperation or impulse take over, and don't try to find some trick to trick your way out of this. You've got to roll up your sleeves and grind your way out of it. And that'll get you out fast. I think you can be out of debt in about 2 years, but you're not going to have any life during that 2 years.
That's okay. We use the EveryDollar app.
Good.
And for once in the 10 years that we've been together, at Thursday before the Friday payday, we still have $400 sitting in our bank account, which has never happened. We are on a very strict budget, and he is very committed to this. We're both very committed.
I love it.
No issues over budget, no nothing. You're
on your
track.
way. Have you guys been through Financial Peace University yet?
No, we have not.
Would you go through as my wedding gift if I give it to you as a wedding gift?
Oh, my gosh, yes.
All right, I want you to go through it because it sounds like you're on the right track.
Oh, my gosh.
You're doing all the right stuff, and I want to help you to continue to do that. Because the big thing is the desperate, every time I get desperate or I get impulsive, I get stupid, and right after I get stupid, I get broke. Mm-hmm. And that's happened to me in my life. And I've seen this with folks I've coached all these years, over the years, the same kind of a pattern. And a lot of these decisions that you made, bad financial decisions, were at some of the worst times of your life emotionally when you were going through all this relational crap, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So your brain, don't make decisions when you're in the middle of a brain freeze. That kind of thing. So, that's what we've got to do here is get some steadiness to this thing, get the thing hitting like it's supposed to hit, and hold on, I'll have Kelly pick up. We'll get you signed up. And I want to hear back from you and hear how good you're doing. And if you need help, give me a yell back, and I'll help you as well. So, hey, thanks for the call. I appreciate you joining us. Open phones at 888-825-5225. There are lessons in this show in the calls every day. Don't miss them. When you make major financial decisions quickly, you make bad decisions. Slow down. When you are doing something that's over $300 for most people, wait overnight. Just chill. Don't go to Costco or Sam's and get, your eyes dilated and your pulse rate up and, you come home with a 5-story hammock. Just don't do that crap. What was I thinking? I don't know. It just looked good when it was in the store. People do this stuff. Don't do that. Slow down. And for those of you that are married, listen to your spouse before you make major decisions. Slow down. Make slow decisions. Because these, a 24% car loan, buying a new car you can't afford, consolidating and then not consolidating, jumping in and out of these things like she's doing, it hurts you so much more than just a simple interest rate does. It sets you back, and then it takes you a little bit longer to crawl out. She's going to be fine. She got her brain screwed back in. She's going to be fine. She's going to do good. But that's a lesson for everybody. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. Question of the day comes from Blinds.com. You can spruce up any room without having to remodel with a new set of blinds. Blinds.com. Visit them today. If you use the code word Ramsey, that's the magic word. When I was a kid, my mother used to say the magic word, please. Well, in this case, the magic word is Ramsey. Yeah, use the code word Ramsey when you check out, and you get 20% off anything on the Blinds.com website. Whoa! That's a good discount. Christina is in Texas. The only debt I have is from 6 years ago. I have not paid on it at all. Should I just let it fall off my credit report, or do I need to pay it? Well, Christina, you need to pay it for two reasons. Number one, apparently the way you've worded this, you actually owe it. It's money you borrowed from someone. They would like for you to pay it back. It's called the moral obligation. Number two, it's going to pop up and screw up your life at the most inopportune time. It's going to slam you in the face when you get ready to buy a house at the exact wrong time. You're going to get sued, and it's just going to appear. So, no, you need to take care of it for the sake of your credit, because it's the moral, correct, principled thing to do. And the way you do it is you just call them up, and you should have an idea of what the original amount you borrowed was. Let's say the original debt was $2,000. And you call them up, and they say, well, it's been 6 years, and we've got all these fees, and so now you owe $18,000, or you owe $10,000, or you owe $8,000, or whatever it is. They're going to have an amount over that. And then you just say, well, I don't have that much money, which I'm guessing you probably don't, and you make them an offer of the amount that you owed them originally and begin to try to settle the debt. Get that in writing, and do not give them electronic access to your checking account. Tyler's with us in Boston, Massachusetts. Hey, Tyler, how are you?
I am wonderful, Dave. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Certainly. How can I help?
It's an honor to speak with you. I've been a fan of yours for quite a while. I've read the Total Money Makeover, and I'm trying to start the baby steps. I've got $1,000 saved up, but the only debt that I have is really a car payment and a small balance on a credit card. And I'm just looking for ways to increase my income so that I can really attack them. I mean, I'm 25 and I have some time to work it off, but I was just wondering, do you have any ideas for a young man looking to hustle?
Mm-hmm. Well, sometimes, I guess I should say, if you're careful about it, the way to make the most money on the side and control your schedule is of some kind of a small business idea. And it's something as simple as using a skill or a talent or some training that you've had to do some work for someone. What do you do for a living?
I work in food sales at my dad's food brokerage company, but I've been thinking about cleaning houses or something like that on weekends for a side hustle.
That'll be fine. Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of stuff people do. Or, you're in Boston, so snow blowing for a little while longer, or, cutting grass a little while later, or raking leaves in the fall, or dog walking, or, I don't care. Anything like that. But it's amazing. I mean, I had a young man come up on our driveway a while back and said, hey, I'm trying to work my way through college. I've got a pressure washer. Can I wash your driveway? And I said, yeah. If you weren't doing the other stuff, probably not. But since you're doing it for college, yeah, I'll do it. And, you can say I'm trying to get out of debt. And, I gave him the business right there. And, he's making, I don't know what he's making. I didn't add it up, but he's making a whole lot more than triple minimum wage.
Nice.
Pressure washer in a driveway. So I don't know. Find something like that in the area that's fairly easy to do and low tech or not low tech, but low cost to get set up and get going. You don't have to buy a $10,000 trailer to start because that kind of defeats the purpose, right? But
yeah.
Like you said, cleaning some houses or, I know another guy that he started building decks on the weekends because he's a carpenter. And, he found some people that wanted a deck, and then pretty soon he built decks all over that particular neighborhood because the people really liked his work. He's a really, does a real clean, nice, well-built job, and the little decks had some character to them, and lots of the neighbors kind of bid off on it, and this idea, took off. And so just whatever it is you've got, it doesn't necessarily have to be manual labor. It can be building a website. It can be arranging flowers, anything like that. But just kind of be thinking about what it is you already know something about from a hobby or that you've already done in your past somewhere, because likely this is not a career choice. Likely this is just some extra money to get these debts paid off.
Yeah.
And to not end up working in some store somewhere for $7.
But it's a little bit higher than, $7. So I do all right. But,
cleaning houses you ought to make 20.
Yeah. Well, maybe I could work it that way. So, yeah, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Certainly. My pleasure to talk to you. And I like you, man. You're a hustle. Hustle and grind. That's the deal. It's a great place to go when you're broke. To work. And I've done it myself. It's tough. But sometimes you got to get the ox out of the ditch, as we say. There's a problem. We got to dig it out. And you're doing it. You're the kind of guy I like talking to. Thanks for calling in. Penny is with us. Penny is in St. Joe, Missouri. Hey, Penny, how are you?
Hi, Dave. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
I have a question for you. I got in a truck wreck last June, the 25th. Some lady fell asleep, come across the median, hit me in my steer tire, and rolled me and 45,000 pounds of dog food over.
Ouch.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't fun. And since then, they made me go into the hospital and get CAT scanned all over because they said the momentum, I could have hurt something on the inside, and they wanted to check me out. So I did it. And now the hospital keeps calling me for a $14,000 bill. Mm-hmm. I've gotten a hold of my company and told them. They said they're taking care of it. Mm-hmm. The hospital calls me back and say they paid $3,500 of it. You still owe $14,000. Mm-hmm. I don't know what to do. I don't want them to walk in and garnish my check. Mm-hmm. So
well,
I'm not.
Here's
sure,
the thing. Here's the thing. Okay. Technically, when you take services at a hospital, you owe the money. Not your company, not your insurance company, even though they're supposed to take care of it. And so your gripe is really not with the hospital. Your gripe's with your company.
Yeah.
They need to get over and get that bill paid so you don't get your butt sued.
Exactly.
And so I'm all up in somebody's business over in HR.
Okay.
I mean, you start nice, you know how to do that, right? But then, then if it's not getting fixed, this is a matter of stroking a check. This has been how many weeks?
Oh, it's been months.
Months. Okay.
Yeah, because it happened June 25th, 2015.
Well, the way I look at it is if somebody worked for you and they got hurt and you had told them to go to the hospital and get checked over, then you were taking responsibility for the medical bills. When the medical bill comes in, you'd pay it, right?
Uh-huh.
That's what your company needs to do.
Okay, so you don't think I need to get me an attorney?
Well, if your company doesn't pay it, you're going to have to. But you do owe $14,000 minus $3,500.
Wow.
You went over to the hospital and got this stuff done. Unless somebody else signed documentation saying they were taking responsibility for your medical bills, you're the one that's liable. If the girl that hit the truck's insurance is supposed to be paying it, you're still liable. If you don't get that insurance company to pay the bill, you're going to get hung. So that's when is the insurance company supposed to be paying it?
Yeah, actually, in all reality, my company's going after her because she ruined a brand new truck. The trailer basically tore apart.
Yeah, who's going after her for your bills? You or your company?
The company.
For your medical bills.
Uh-huh.
Then your company.
But they said that they were going to pay them, and then when they take her to court.
Okay, when did they say that? On the phone or in an email or what?
On the phone when I talked to them.
And you got a lady's or guy's name you talked to?
Yes.
Call them back. Say, you remember that time we talked and you said you were going to pay it? Now's the time, man.
Yeah, no kidding.
Hospital's calling me. Now's the time. You need to do this. And because your gripe is with them. That's the broken promise, is the guy on the phone at your company. He broke his promise. He ain't mean to, probably. He just forgot. Or some other crap's going on. So dig in there and make sure your company pays the bill, and then they go after her for the rest of it. That's awesome. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. Thank you for joining us, America. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. You know, we did a lot of exciting things around here last year at Ramsey Solutions, including launching a brand new radio show on Christian radio called Chris Brown's True Stewardship. The response to the show has been, well, just to say the least, it's been overwhelming. It's amazing. We are already over 3 million downloads, and we launched the show just last June. That's amazing. Now, the show is broadcast on 20 cities, radio stations across America, and you can find the cities and the times and the stations at stewardship.com. Of course, you can also sign up at iTunes and automatically download the 30 minutes a day, so it's a perfect length for a podcast. 30 minutes a day of Chris Brown answering questions from callers, what the Bible has to say about money. Now, Chris is joined by Christy Wright on today's episode to break down and break through fear in our lives. Christy's going to be talking about fear and what that does to your money and what it does to your life. So if you want to hear that particular lesson, that particular show, which, by the way, you would go to stewardship.com, find a list of stations, or listen online, or you can subscribe to the podcast at iTunes. If you want to call in to Chris's show, Chris Brown's True Stewardship, call 866-357-3283. Jennifer is with us in Milwaukee. Hi, Jennifer. How are you?
Good. How are you, Dave?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
I have a question. So I'm on baby step 4, and I am maxing out a Roth, but that doesn't quite reach the 15%. I currently have a variable annuity my employer set up 10 years ago as a SEP. I am her only employee. To reach my 15%, should I contribute to the existing variable annuity, or should I open mutual funds instead?
You're single?
Yes.
Okay. And the only thing your employer offers is this variable annuity?
Yes, I'm one employee for an insurance agent.
Okay.
And it's a SEP because she set one up for herself, so she has to contribute to me. I've been working for her for 15 years.
Oh, it's a SEP. Okay.
Yes.
All right. That's nice. And what is your income?
About $55,000 to $60,000 a year, depending on overtime and bonuses.
Okay. So we're trying to get to $9,000, and
Correct.
You've already put $5,500 in. How old are you?
37.
Okay. So $5,500 in is what you've been putting into your Roth. And so you got another $3,500 to put in. I'm fine if you want to move that to a variable annuity in a SEP. It's not my favorite choice, but make sure that she's also matching you in that SEP, right?
Well, it's whatever her tax guy tells her she needs to contribute based on how much she's contributed.
Exactly. And then she has to put that same percentage of your income into as well.
Correct. I personally have never contributed to it. It's about $70,000 to $80,000, and that's from all of her contributions.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, It's $3,500 a year. The downside of putting it in the variable annuity is it might not perform after fees as well as a mutual fund. The upside is you're able to do it pre-tax. So the government hasn't gotten its hands on the money before you put the money in. And, it's I'm okay either way. If you went with just a regular mutual fund, you'd be okay. I'd look for a low turnover mutual fund if you do that. If the variable annuity's got some good mutual fund options inside of it, which it should. Do you know which brand it is?
I don't.
Okay. Yeah, if it's got some good options inside of it and you can look at the track record and get comfortable with it, then you could go that way. Neither answer is a slam dunk. I'm kind of on the bubble. One of the reasons I'm going that way is it's convenient. You're more likely to do it. It's not bad. It's just not great.
Right.
If the options are there, then I probably would go that way. And it simplifies your life, too, because you don't have 16 different accounts,
Right, for sure.
So, and it's only $3,500, so it's not not the end of the world as far as how much you put in. So that's probably my first choice, assuming the options are good. If the options are not good and you don't get really comfortable with the people that are involved with the thing and that kind of thing, then just go ahead and get with an ELP and get you a mutual fund opened up. Good question. Jason's with us in Midland, Texas. Hi, Jason. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hello, Dave. Excited to talk to you.
You too. What's up?
I have a question. I want to get your opinion on my situation. I'm single and 30 years old, in college full-time. I have a Roth IRA, and I was wondering what you would think about me maxing it out each year or maybe saving a little bit more money towards finishing college.
I'd finish college.
Should I just put a stop on investing or maybe
Yes.
just...
Yes.
Okay.
The best investment Jason can make is in Jason. And I don't mean that philosophically. I mean it mathematically. Meaning that if you're studying something in college that is actually applicable, meaning you're not studying German polka history or something, that you can actually use the thing you're learning in college, you will make more in the open market as a result of having paid this tuition. The return on investment on the college investment is good. It's a good return on investment, assuming you go to a reasonably priced school and you're paying cash for it, not going into debt, and assuming you're studying something that's actually usable in the market. You've got a direct a direct pipeline into a career field. What are you studying?
Mechanical engineering.
Excellent. Very good. How much do you lack finishing?
Oh, I probably got about another 3.5 to 4 years.
Okay. And
however, I don't have rent costs, and I work for a company that supplies a work truck, which is why I thought, well, maybe I could invest just a little bit while I'm in school. But, I figured I'd call you and figure out.
I'm more concerned you busting on through the school and getting it finished as soon as possible debt-free. And just piling up cash to make sure that happens. Because, again, you getting into this new field faster and with no debt is my biggest priority because you have chosen well. That's a very marketable degree. You should be able to do very well with it, especially if you got a lot of incentive or a lot of initiative and, really tear into it. So, I'm all about a college student investing, but only after we make sure that you finish investing in you, which is called college. Janie is with us. Janie's in San Francisco. Hi, Janie. How are you?
I'm better than I deserve. How are you?
The same. How can I help?
So I'm going to be graduating college in May. It's all paid for. My parents are lucky. I'm blessed to have them help me out with college.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be debt-free at the end of next month, and I'm not sure what to do financially after I graduate.
Wow. Congratulations. Very well done. So have you got the new job lined up?
Not yet. I'm going to be taking a year off, and then I'm going to start a master's program.
What are you going to do during the year?
Work and save up money, but I'm not sure what to do kind of with that because I don't have any real expenses right now. So I'm not really sure what to do as far as like baby step 3 goes, if that's where I would be landing right now.
Yeah. Well, definitely. Baby step 3. The only question is whether, like the last caller, whether we get you into baby step 4 or not. So what are you going to study for your master's?
Nursing.
And who's paying for that?
My parents are going to be financing that as well.
Why are you waiting a year?
Because I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I missed application deadlines, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I decided to save up money during the next year.
So you've got an undergrad only. So you're not a certified nurse at RN or LPN, then, correct?
No, I'm getting my undergrad in health science currently.
Okay, and then you've got 2 years of nursing school.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, it's a good field. in terms of employability and, again, in terms of return on investment. So, yeah, good. It's good that your parents are going to pay for it. I'm honored by that. I think that's awesome, and I'm honored that you're willing to work. So I'd work my butt off and see how big a pile of cash I can have. And just like the last caller, it's an insurance policy in case, God forbid, some crazy thing should happen and your parents weren't able to pay for the school you could. Once you get out of school is when I would start my investing. Everything else is an emergency fund to ensure that Janie finishes nursing school. That's all it's about for the next 3 years. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hey guys, it's James Childs, producer of the Dave Ramsey Show. Hey, this hour of the show is over. Thanks for making us the #3 talk radio show in the nation with over 550 stations. To find one near you, go to DaveRamsey.com.